All right, guys, welcome to episode 3 of Just a Little Salt. I'm your host, the Salty Paramedic, and I have a very special guest today, Badge 502.
What's going on, y'all?
First off, I just want to say thank you, sir, for coming on. Big fan of yours.
Big fan of yours, man.
I appreciate you. This is going to be a great talk. I'll let you introduce yourself for everybody who doesn't know, and just tell them your life story.
Let's do it. I mean, life story is about 200 years long already, but my name's
That's
Anthony,
fine.
content creator and EMT and 911 dispatcher and CPR instructor, badge 502. I've been doing this for about 4.5 years. Been an EMT and a 911 dispatcher for about the same. Did every job, every walk of life. I've reinvented myself 500 different times in 500 different jobs. And when I decided that I wanted to get into a position as a first responder, I figured EMS would be a great outlet, be a great way to give back to my community. So I immediately decided that I want to start volunteering for the community just outside of where I live, where I spent a lot of my time. And it was immediately one of the most rewarding things that I've ever done. At the same time, I decided to do a class to become a dispatcher for the police department. And then the easiest thing in the world happened, COVID. So then everything got put on hold. The truck got frozen. My application process got frozen. And I was still working through the volunteer time. I was in EMT school, and EMT school went from, I guess, your average like 2.5 months to 3 months to about 7 months. But we got through it, and then we got to be an EMT in the height of the biggest pandemic, my lifetime. So it's been an interesting ride. And then content creation was a great way to have a little levity, a little outlet, and here we are.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I had no idea you'd only been doing this for that amount of time.
Yeah, I'm a puppy. I'm relatively a puppy, and I've been working with my volunteer department the entire time. I've also done per diem work for a couple different departments and maintained my 911 certification at my job there. But when you start with an organization that raises you, if you will, and they've just been so amazing, and they build you and they grow you and they train you and they teach you. It's just an amazing department. And so many people have asked me, how can you still volunteer? How can you still do volunteer work? But let me tell you, it's one of the most rewarding things that I've ever done. And I'm not going anywhere. You can't kick me out of there.
That's great. When you love the place you work, it makes a world of difference. I agree with you completely there. I love my job. So real quick, what inspired you to start this whole content creation thing while working as this EMT and 911 dispatcher?
So obviously it was a little bit of this, a little bit of luck, a little bit of fun, a little bit of levity. But I've tried a bunch of different forays into social media before. I had a motorcycle page, I had a firearms page, I had a workout page, I had a whole bunch of different entries into social media. And this is luckily, I got really lucky with this one. This is the one that took off. This is the one that resonated with a lot of people. I got into it because I just wanted a way to drive in a little bit of levity. Like I mentioned, I started doing this right when I started EMS. It was my kind of way to balance and kind of bring in a little excitement and levity into something that I wasn't sure at that point that I was going to be able to handle. It was all very new. It was nothing like I had done before. I was in retail, or I was in food service for, God, I don't know, 10, 11 years. I was in food service. I was the manager I was a food manager for a Job Corps center, just did everything. And this was so different from what I had done. Like I had no idea if this was something that I was going to like, let alone something that I could handle. And as calls started to get a little trickier and a little bit more intense, and having still not gone to EMT school, we do a 6-month probationary period. I was trying to figure out a way to have a little bit of levity. And my friend told me about this app called TikTok, Tickies Talkies. And I obviously said exactly what everyone else says. This is stupid. Don't do that. And finally it caught on, and I decided to start making, just like everybody else, little skits and just stuff that I found that I could relate to and that was funny to me. And if it made somebody else laugh, that was great. I enjoy making people laugh, but really it was a way for me to come home from something that was a little tough and just sort of disassociate and go ahead and do something that made me happy. And like I said, if it made somebody else laugh, that was cool. And one day I was just kind of messing around, scrolling as one does, hitting the old doom scroll at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I found this video, and it was this gold, almost like serpentine looking thing that was kind of doing like this. It was just this real thin cylinder that was like this, and it was like kind of undulating. And I'm looking at that, and I'm like, that's phallic. Like I see that. So I did the first little zoom and just drew the camera in, and was just like, no, and let the viewer kind of establish what that no was for. And that night, I went, dropped it at like 7 o'clock, and my buddy woke me up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and he's like, listen, you need to get on TikTok because your video is absolutely detonating. And I'm like, oh, okay. So my previous video had like 400 views. What's this one got? Like 2,000. Ooh, thanks for waking me up. And it was close to 1 million at that point. And yeah, I think that video now has like 30, 35 or 40 million views. It's the craziest thing. It's definitely something that I never anticipated, but it's given me so many things to build on, and it's just been such a beautiful experience. I've the greatest, just like you, just like every other creator, we have the greatest community in the world, and I'm so incredibly blessed to be a part of this.
100%, man. Yeah, that was my next question. You're known on the internet as the EMS guy, and I cannot tell you how many flared bass videos I see your name tagged. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of people tagged.
Rip my inbox.
Yes, I'm like, and I'll post videos and people will tag you, under my video when they see your reaction. So what do you think out of all those flared bass videos? What's the funniest one you've had to react to?
Oh my god! You know which one I honestly think it's the 3D printed ones, 100%. Because the 3D printed ones roll in with everybody and their mother has a 3D printer now, so like they're printing everything. Someone sent me one that was a giant candy corn plug. Someone sent me one that was, I think the funnier ones was like, there was one that this guy has this he's actually a mutual of mine now. He's a really cool dude. It's like this articulating corn cob. Just some of the most ridiculous items, and they're just like, hey Badge, you really should go talk to this guy right now. But I'll look at what I do is I go into TikTok, and I'll go into like my tagged videos, like and I'll just scroll real quick, and it's just all the same video.
Oh yeah,
and that's how I end up finding my videos. It's all crowdsourced. My crowd is amazing.
Oh yeah, ridiculous. Yeah. It makes it a lot easier when people start sending you the videos instead of you having to seek them out.
Unbelievable, and it's so funny because you see how videos trend all at the same time. Because I'll get, and they're no joke, like 2,000 or 3,000 tags for a video, and then 3 weeks later, that video is no longer getting tagged at all. It's a completely different video. 3,000 tags. It's unbelievable. Videos are interesting like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I know your main reason for this is entertainment. Obviously, you want to entertain the people. What do you hope people take away beyond entertainment from your videos? Anything else?
So we've been doing this for just a little over 5 years now. In that time, I determined early on that whatever came from this channel, I understood that it was both fleeting, and it would also be irresponsible of me to not use this to be advantageous towards the community that I grew up in, because the community I grew up in took care of me. I had an amazing mom, an amazing dad, I had an amazing community, and it was one of those places where you came home when the street lights came on, and it was just a great experience growing up. And I knew that I wanted to be able to give back to my community. One of the things that we did is the town that I used to live in has a food bank. So I run a Christmas card fundraiser. Back when I was a kid, my whole house used to just be filled with Christmas cards on the wall. I used to love it because I used to walk around. I used to see your aunt, thanks from Aunt Debbie and Johnny and all that good stuff. And as I got older, and as mom got older, all that kind of dissipated. So I said, okay, you know what? Whoever sends Batch 502 a Christmas card, right, we're going to make a donation to the local food bank. And I was like, oh, I'll probably get like 20, 30 cards. That'll be cool. Drop a little. That year we got 700 cards, and we raised $700. I rounded it up to 1,000. And yeah, it's been amazing. And now I have a couple different outlets to do that with. I became the mental health resource officer for my department. I've traveled the country. I've met so many people. I've had so many people send me messages that say, your content inspired me to do this, or your content saved me when nothing else was saving me. And it's just such a gift and such a blessing to be able to do this, that our main focus is to be able to take what we bring in here and figure out how to make something else better. Service to others is the rent that we pay for our room here on earth. So.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I tell people all the time, the day I stop content creating when be somebody prizes this iPhone from my hand,
Mm,
because my normal job as a firefighter paramedic, I can help people every day in different
hmm.
ways, and then when I made this platform, just like you, the type of messages you receive from people, I'm able to help people on a
Isn't it
totally
wild?
different level,
Isn't it crazy? It's so amazing.
and I enjoy doing both jobs. It's great, it's
Yeah,
excellent.
how could you not? Eat till you're sleepy, eat till you're sleepy, sleep till you're hungry. That's a great job.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So, content creation, we talked about it. It's very fun to do. But how do you balance the emotional demands of your job as an EMT and dispatcher with the energy it takes to produce this engaging content?
So it does. It's definitely a full time job. The way we've arranged it for ourselves, it's definitely a full time job. And that gets coupled with a full time pitman rotation, so 84 hours every 2 weeks over at the police department. Um, one tour for my volunteer ambulance every week, plus my per diem. It's a lot. Plus home life, plus friends, and just trying to exist. Um, so it's definitely a demand. I'm very lucky to be in this particular set of occupations because it affords me downtime, so I can write. I don't record when I'm on the clock, but I record very close to where I work. So I'm able to write and then go record. So it doesn't take it doesn't take too much of my personal time to go do what I do
Hmm.
for the Badge 502 platform, which I'm incredibly lucky for because it allows me to be present at home, which is super important for me.
Oh,
But,
100%.
but it's really cool to be able to work when you're working.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice.
Oh, yeah.
Double it up.
The guys make fun of me at the firehouse all the time. I'll go in the bathroom and they'll yell, "You making memes again?" Yeah, you can't do
Absolutely.
your second job on the clock. I'm like, come on, man. I'm just making memes.
Yeah. Did you do rate check?
So you said you've been doing this since COVID. I'm sure
Hmm.
you've seen a myriad of different calls.
Oh yeah.
What's one of the most challenging emergency calls you've ever handled, and how did it impact you personally?
Challenging calls. So every so often you'll have a call that you are taking in one direction. Think of it like you see someone who's altered or something along those lines and basically unresponsive, and you're like, oh, it's an overdose. It's clearly an overdose, but it's a diabetic emergency. Something that where you're going in one direction, but you go in a completely different direction. We had a person who was saying that they were having some pretty serious difficulty breathing. That it started like an hour ago, and it's just getting harder and harder to breathe. And they called they called EMS when they were at their friend's house. It ended up being like a transport company that was covering the area. They're like, yeah, no, you're fine. You don't look so great, but if you end up wanting to go to the hospital, take the ride. And he's like, oh, if you don't think I do, then I won't. It really does kind of hurt, but I'll go. All right, cool. So he goes home, comes to our town, and we get him home. This is only maybe a 20-minute gap before he calls the ambulance again, and we're trying to not diagnose, trying to field impression this party. And I'm like, all right, well, let me get a quick set of lung sounds. And it ended up being lung sound because he only had one. And he pneumoed. He had a straight up full blown pneumothorax. And yeah, it was like, oh my god. So this went from like 0 to hero in like 2 seconds. So that was pretty wild. We delivered a baby on our ambulance, which was incredible. Actually, funny enough, I actually have those right here. Bang,
Oh
boom,
wow!
Storky Bobs. That was uh,
Knock
that
on
was
wood. That's
that
yeah. I haven't
was
had to
that
do
was a
that
day.
yet.
Oof. Let me tell you, it is messy. Holy smokes!
Yeah,
But
actually,
it was
I
cool.
got to deliver my little girl. Almost 2 years ago now.
That's
I didn't
beautiful.
deliver my first two kids, and it's a totally different setting in a hospital room surrounded by a doctor and nurses, and
Hmm.
you gowned up, and I can't imagine what in the back of an ambulance would be.
It was wild. I was driving that tour, and we the patient ended up at the top of her stairs, and she's like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna walk down the stairs. I'm like, you sure? I'll stair chair you down. She's like, don't touch me. I was like, I believe you.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
I'm like, so we get her on the stretcher and we get her in the ambulance, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know about this. We hadn't those like big yellow like plasticky sheets. We didn't even have a
Oh
chance
yeah.
to put one down because she just kind of took it down the stairs, and she's on the stretcher, and we start working our way. Now, for me to get where I had to go to the hospital, I had to go like 2 houses down to the main road, a block over, 6 blocks up to the main road, make the left and take it down towards the highway. I made that left towards the highway to go towards the highway. I made it about 2 blocks, and the medics in the back were like, "Poppy, pull it over." I'm like, "Oh no!" But I had Grammy in the passenger seat with me. Dad was in the back. Obviously, my other EMT was riding in the medic truck. He took the medic truck, and that was it. Pulled over, and she got delivered right there.
That's awesome.
It was nutty. I got to let Grandma put the call over the radio too, so that was cool for her.
Oh,
She got to announce time of birth on the radio.
well, this might answer my next question. We'll see.
I'm getting good at this.
What's your proudest moment as a first responder?
That definitely has to be up there. That was a very good day. I'm very lucky to have had three CPR ROSCs, and one of them was on a 6-year-old little boy. So that was a big day. That was a traumatic fall, and fell out a window, and arrested on the grass, and we got him back up, and that was huge. That was an emotional one. That took a lot out of our department for a few days. That was a rough one. That was a couple phone calls.
Yeah, 100%. Wow.
But yeah, that was a big one. It was a big day.
Yeah. When I first got my medic, everybody, I say joke, but they were proud of the fact. Obviously, I got 3 CPR ROS within the first few months of my medic, and after that,
you got it all out of the way.
Yeah. But my very first one, I was able to shake that man's hand, after he got out of the hospital, and it's just a surreal experience.
That's
you're
beautiful.
Working on somebody that's dead, and then a few months later, you're shaking his hand. It just makes it all worth it. So
that's so beautiful. The guys on my police department got a ROSC, and it was before EMS showed up. The actual PD got them up. They shot them twice. And for my police department, we respond from home. There's the EMS response from home. It's actually 100% volunteer town, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so they respond from home, but the officers on scene, they obviously rolled in. They're first responder trained. They rolled in, assessed the situation, ripped them open, started cranking, delivered 2 rounds of shocks, and the second round of shock, they got pulse back. That was crazy. Yeah, that was huge. I was like, "Holy crap! Look at it! Look at these vest up goobers freaking doing."
I love the cops when they get a W. They're all high fiving and stuff. And
that's it. There was some chest bumps that day, my friend.
Oh yeah.
I'm sitting on the desk like freaking. I should be out there. Put me in, coach.
So it's no secret, us as first responders, we find ourselves cursing under our breath at dispatch because we just don't understand what they go through. My dad, he's a retired firefighter, and he's actually a director now over dispatch. So he's been into that world, and he's seen their point of view. And me, I haven't, but I know that I cannot relate. So I do not judge. I do not do any of that. Since you do that, can you offer all the listeners that are in my shoes advice of the type of the differences you face as an EMT versus a dispatcher, what you have to deal with?
So, townspeople, all right, we have to do a lot of talking to people you don't want to talk to. All right? The rigors of being on a police desk stem from being able to effectively communicate everything that you need to do and everything that everyone else needs to do. So when you have say a hot call, say there's a burglary in progress, a home invasion in progress, you have to be able to coordinate that with law enforcement, 3 law enforcement. You're getting another town coming in. We're a smaller town, so I'm getting my 3 guys rolling. I'm getting mutual aid from 2 other towns rolling in. I might be getting the sheriff's department rolling in. So it's a lot of give and take and pull in this. So I'm very lucky that our EMS department's very understanding. I'll give them a quick little mic click, and they're hearing us. They know what we're doing. So they're just like, "Hey, we're back in town. Boop, good, you good to go." And so our department is very good about stuff like that. On the converse, when I'm on the ambulance, I'm insanely lucky because the same way those EMTs have an EMT on the desk, I also have an EMT on my desk on my volunteer department and on my paid department. So they are able to understand where we're coming from, what we're doing. They're able to ask better questions. So for 911, we have guide cards, literally a list of questions to ask, and the whole purpose for those questions is to determine whether you need medics or not. Um, so when we start asking these questions, I have the ability to maybe dig a little bit further and figure out kind of something that might have been prolonged, something that may have been an extenuating circumstance, if they're like dehydrated or something like that on top of their situation. Um, and there's been plenty of times where people have called up and I think my dad's having a stroke. So I go right to my stroke guide card and I'm reading the stuff off and I'm like, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. So I'll be like, you know what? But I think, boink, I'll come over here and this. And like, yeah, he's doing that. He's doing that. I'm like, okay. Is your dad diabetic? Yes, he is. All right. Do you have a glucometer over there? Yeah. Okay, why don't you stick that little glucometer thing right his little finger there? Tell me what that number says. It's like, is it like golf? Is the lower better? All right. Yeah, it's perfect. What's the sugar? What's the stick? 14. Perfect. I'll see you in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's nice to be able to have people that I work with that understand both where I'm going and where we're coming from, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm super lucky with that. And I'm happy that I'm able to reciprocate that to my departments, which is really cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome when agencies can work together like that.
But all you other knuckleheads, y'all suck.
All right, we're going to move on to a little bit more lighthearted questions, So, thinking about your life right now, where it's at, if your life was a sitcom episode, what would it be called?
Oh my god! If my life was a sitcom, I think it would be called "How Did This Happen?" I've been so blessed and so lucky to stumble into so many really cool things and so many really cool. I tell Steph all the time that when I finally get my sleeve tattoo, one sleeve is going to just be this whole design that I came up with, and the other one's just going to be all the hobbies and knickknacks and fun things that I've done in life. Because it's just like, how did I get here? Like, what is this? And it's like you are the sum of all these things that have happened to you. So yeah, I think that would be it. And then it would culminate with it. I just can't do the giant star of life. I can't do that. I can't do it. Can't be that guy. But yeah. That sounds about right.
I tell my wife that all the time. How did all this stuff happen just from posting stupid stuff on the internet?
That's it.
It's wild. What does your wife think about all this? Like, I'm sure she's super supportive. I've seen her posts and stuff.
Steph is an absolute blessing. She's amazing. At first, I shouldn't even say at first. As of relatively recently, she's only just starting to understand that this is something. Once I started the business, once I made 502 Media an LLC, she was like, okay, maybe I should start paying attention to this. Because maybe he's actually doing something. And then when we started branching out and we have the drone business, we have a couple other things that we do. We have a social media growth program. We have a whole bunch of different things that we've extended to. She's starting to kind of come into the realization that, oh my God, something that one of his Ponzi schemes actually panned out a little bit. But she loves the reaction. She loves she loves to see how people interact with me. Just an hour ago, her cousin who lives out in California goes, I don't know how to ask this, but is this your husband? And she sent her a picture. It's one of my it was one of the if I have to see it, so do you videos. And sent her a screenshot of it, and she's like, yeah, I think that's my cousin's husband. And it just links up like that. It's the craziest thing. And now she's fully cognizant that I'm a little bit niftier than I used to be. A little bit niftier than the freaking pencil neck dork that she started dating at the end of high school. We've been together for over 20 years. So
that's awesome.
Nutty.
Yeah, my wife, she jokes all the time. She says she's my manager, and she really is. She tells me constantly. She's sending me videos saying you should do something with this, or you need to reply to this person, their comment. Like, she keeps me in line. If I didn't have her, I would not be where I'm at.
How does she take the whole thing? Is she doing it in stride? Or?
No, she takes it wonderfully. She, like I said, she's a huge help. And when we go to events and people recognize me, she runs away. She does not like to be there for that. She's an introvert, just like me. I'm actually a big introvert as well. But when we went to FDIC, she was hiding her face and when people come up take pictures but
Nice.
like I
We're
said,
heading to the EMS conference this year down in Atlantic City, here up in
okay.
Jersey, and last year was nuts. Last year I ended up having to walk around with security for a little while.
Oh dang.
It was kind of nuts because it was like 30 people just came rushing up. They saw me taking a picture with somebody, and like 30 people came rushing up, and security was like, "Are you okay?" So I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine, buddy. Like these are my people." They're like, "All right, well, we're gonna stick around with you." I was like, "All right." But
Now
yeah,
if they start throwing flared bases at you, then we might have to
exactly.
argue.
If I get foot dunked with a random object,
Will you
just know
sign this?
but it was really cool. You go down there, you're recognized immediately because now you're in your element, and it's just such a cool thing, And it's the same stories. It's you make me laugh. It's you got me started. I got an email from someone who was at that conference who was like, I was an engineer and I left being an engineer to become a paramedic. I started with my EMT and I left to become a paramedic because I liked being an EMT because of what you did, and then I grew and I wanted to become a medic, and I was like, that's awesome. I don't know why I'd want to be a medic. They got weird fire handle mustaches, but
yeah, very ugly.
but yeah, no, it's just the coolest thing. It's just really great to be able to be a part of a community like that.
100%. All right, next question. If you could create an EMT superhero, alter ego, you got a cape, name, your powers, what would they be?
So it'd have to be some sort of cool 502 looking logo on the background. Also, I make fun of people all the time for saying O instead of 0, except for 502. But yeah, it'd have some cool like logo on the back of it would definitely be like a black and white colored like straight up outfit, like very Danny Phantom-y, very Danny Phantom-y. And
That is a good show. Blast from the past, man.
Little name drop, huh?
Yeah.
Drop of that little ember, right? But yeah, it would be something along those lines, and I would definitely be able to like stop time, like just stop time for a little bit, get where I gotta be, restart it. Or you could do it like on the Unsub podcast where it's like you have a superhero, but they get to choose the negative side effect. So, but
I like that.
But I think that would be it. Just be able to freeze time, just watch all those goobers having a bad day for like 2 seconds, get to where I gotta be, handle business, kick rocks.
I like it.
And you got to fly around. Every guy knows that the superhero power that you have to have is you got to fly. You got to. That's the one. Yeah. If I have a cape, listen. If I have a cape, I'm freaking flying.
Can you imagine having a cape and not being able to fly?
Oh, how useless! Yeah, I mean, listen. I saw The Incredibles. I know no capes because flying, suck it to the turf. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm flying. I got a cape. I'm flying. Even though Batman can't fly, but he's not a superhero. He's just a tech guy.
Yeah. So as EMS providers, we're known for getting our little roller dogs and our taquitos and everything at the gas station. Everybody's got their go-to snack. What's something you keep on your go-to emergency snack on shift?
So if I'm super lucky, I'll have an EMS lounge that actually remembers that there's an EMS lounge. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll grab a couple of Oreos, or maybe if I'm feeling really particularly fancy, if I wore my ascot that day, I'll eat some Biscoff or the Biscoff cookies. We have one hospital in town that the EMS lounge is small, but when I tell you it is to the hilt stocked, it's got slushy machines in it. It's like, why is there a slushy? You know what? I don't care. We're going to this hospital today. It's 95 degrees out. We're getting slushers, But if I'm out and about, I'm grabbing something. I'm grabbing something off that roller cart, and it's not going to be good. It's going to be greasy. You're not going to want to spend any more time with me. But I'm in it to win it. Like we'll get some like buffalo chicken taquitos or something like that. The little maybe tacos if they're fresh. You can't have them rock hard, but 7-Eleven bangers, bro. Those Jones, so good, so good.
Yeah, when I first started EMS, I remember my medic. We went on a late out of town transfer, and it was 2 a.m, and we were coming back. He said, "Pull over at that Speedway real quick." I was like, "Okay." We walk in. He's like, "You ever had these?" And he showed me those taquitos. I was like, "No." Changed my life. That hit so good at 2 a.m, but it all was downhill from there.
We have a bunch of Wawas up here now, and we'll stop in at the Wawas and like I think we'll get some like apples and I think like an apple and cheese thing. I'm like, first off, you get that away from me right now. It is 3 o'clock in the morning. If you think I'm thinking healthy, kick rocks. I'll walk over to the counter and I'll be like, family size mac and cheese, please. Did you
I
add the
went to my
buffalo sauce
first
though?
Wawa a few months ago on the way back from Florida,
Nice.
and
It's an experience, right?
it is, and they're actually building them now in Kentucky. I think they've got one maybe
Ooh,
an hour from me, but they're supposed to be building one pretty close to me soon. So I will be frequenting the Wawa a
that's what
lot.
I like to hear. How far are you from Louisville?
About 30 minutes, not that
So
far.
the question that I get the absolute most is, how long have you lived in Kentucky? Because my username is badge 502. So people are like, "Are you from Louisville?" And I'm like, "Bro, listen, it's badge 502. My username is not area code 502. It's
Yeah.
badge." But they're like a lot of people. I've actually met some amazing EMS providers in Louisville because they're like, "Hey, do you work here?" I'm like, "I don't know. Do I work with you, my guy? Like, what are you talking about? Have you seen me before?"
I don't know why I never made that connection, with that area code
Yeah,
and
all the
you.
time.
But I'm going to drop a secret right now. So you remember AOL Instant Messenger back in
Oh,
the day?
absolutely.
So back in high school, I I don't know why I wore a Texas Longhorns hat all the time. I didn't even really watch football. It was just I liked the hat, I wore it.
Styling and profiling, man.
My username, I believe, was Longhorn Cody 502.
502. I love it.
Yes. Yep,
I
yep.
love
But it
it.
was because of the area code, not the badge number.
I love it. See that? That's how it happens, man.
That's crazy.
Small world. See that we're separated very few degrees of separation.
Oh yeah, yep.
That's
So
awesome.
talking about all this, funny content you done, content creation stuff. Anybody watching right now, yeah, I I would tell them that it's super easy in our profession to start doing this because as providers, we all relate and have very similar experiences. That's what makes
Mm-hmm.
it funny. I mean, you don't
It
have to
is.
be a very funny person. You just have to know these
Mm-hmm.
regular experiences and make a video about them.
That's
What would
it.
be your biggest advice for somebody that want to be like you?
And I can't say this loud enough. Just make the video. Just make it. Do not forego the good in pursuit of the great. Your job as a content creator is to make the absolute worst content on the planet until you learn how to make the absolute best content on the planet. And round up your audience. For the biggest thing is do it because you're having fun. That is the best advice I can give you. Do it because you're having fun doing it and make the content. If you go into it saying I'm going to make $1 million doing this, first off, you're not. You're not. But if you don't do it because you're enjoying it and you're having fun, you're not going to be consistent with it. You're not going to want to do it when it gets lousy. Because listen, if you can go on my account right now and you'll find videos. I have 880,000 followers on TikTok. You'll find very recent videos that have 4, 5, 6,000 views. And when they stop hitting, if you're not having a good time doing it, you're not going to want to do it. So make the content and just enjoy doing it. I still say this. I say this to Steph all the time. I love what I do. I'm incredibly blessed to be able to do what I do. The minute this stops being fun and starts being a stress or a burden in my life, I will burn the whole thing to the ground. And it's the absolute truth. You have to do it because you love doing it. You have to do it because you enjoy it, and you can make something very substantial with it. It's a beautiful experience. I have again the greatest community in the world, but it's earned. And you got to earn it.
Hmm.
You got to just make the content. Just do it. Make it. It'll suck. It'll suck. My first videos, hell, my last videos, there's crappy videos. You're
Hmm.
gonna make them. You promise you're gonna make them. They're not gonna sound good. The audio's gonna be off. The sync is gonna be off. It's gonna be lousy. You're gonna show it to one of your buddies. They're gonna be like, "You should probably stop doing this." And just do it. Just do it.
the,
Enjoy the process.
the biggest gut punch is when you make a video that you think is hilarious and it just doesn't
Just
perform. But
boom, just
you can't
flops.
let that
Hmm.
Peter. It you just like you said, you have to stay with it, consistent, and you just have to love doing it, and
I
it
made
makes it easy.
I made one of the long form no videos a couple like maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I'm like, dude, this is a freaking banger. Absolutely did not do anything. It was a
Oh yeah.
lousy result. And I'm like, well, that stinks. But you know what? It is what it is. You keep it pushing. And it's
Hmm.
the algorithm is not yours to understand, it's yours to obey. Just do the
Hmm.
work, let the algorithm take hold and you'll be fine.
Yeah. I was talking about my wife being my manager a few months ago. She's like, "You need to start doing these vlog style videos like these other
Mm,
content creators." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll try."
yeah,
I put so much work into that video, and it was a dud. And I was like, "I'm
yeah,
never doing that again. I'm sticking
yeah.
with what I know, and I'll just go
Yeah.
from there."
But I went to when I went to range day down in Texas with the guys from Unsub. I made this beautiful. It was a great video, and I put it up on YouTube. I was so proud of it. 500 views, maybe. I don't know. It took me like
Mhm.
3 days to edit. I'm like, bro, it sucks. It was like demo. There was like Matt from Demolition Ranch's like last event, like all this amazing stuff that happened over there. Nothing.
It's
Cheer
heartbreaking.
Choice Award video when we went out to Vegas and got that Cheer Choice Award. No, but
It's crazy how it works, but
part of
you
the
just
part
gotta.
of the
Yeah.
process.
Hmm. I think I've seen you stream video games once in a while, right?
We do. We hop on the old Fortnite, the old fork
Oh,
knife, if you will, and
yeah.
we'll play there. We'll play a little Call of Duty. We're definitely gonna be playing some Battlefield, 100% when that finally drops again. And yeah, Battlefield was a blast until you freaking show
Hmm.
up on the mountain. There's 900 snipers pointing at you. That's not fun. But but yeah, we definitely like to get some gaming in. It gets a little tougher with the scheduling.
Oh yeah.
Um, Gaming has just been something that's been so big in my life, and it's just funny how it like petered out. And
Yeah.
but yeah,
I,
I'd love
I'm
to
the
be able to
same.
keep grinding.
You play on PC?
A PC gamer, yeah. I have my PlayStation just off to the side there. I have like a couple of sorted games there because I have a PlayStation
Hmm.
Portal, and so if I'm on the go, that kind of helps because if I want to play
Yeah.
something real quick, I have the Portal, so I can hook straight up to my PlayStation, and
Hmm.
that's nice. That's a cool little spot of levity. If I'm ever in an airport or something, I can maybe do that.
Yeah.
But sit down time's tough. I start playing a game or
It
something, and I'm like, man, I could be doing some work right now.
is. That's how I was, man. I used to be a real big gamer, and I haven't touched my PC or my Xbox or anything in
Mm.
months. My youngest son today was like, "Dad, will you play Minecraft with me?"
Oh my
And I
god,
was
I used to
like,
play
and
crap so much.
he was like, he looked up at me, and I was like, I can't tell him no, even though I got
Mm.
X, Y, and Z to do. So I sat down for 30 minutes to play with him, and he was so happy. I was like, I need to do this more.
Just
Actually,
knocked it
no,
out.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah, I did love. I would jump in Minecraft, and I would go 500 blocks away, dig down to diamond level, and I would just bop, 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 and just straight line it for an hour, and it's doing nothing, just
mhm.
completely mindless. Disassociate from everything that happened earlier. Separate yourself from the real world for a little while.
Oh yeah.
Just now that's what content creation is for me. Now I get to I always say nobody cared who I was until I put on the mask. But I get to deviate. I get to be the person that makes other people laugh too, and in turn it makes me laugh, and that's huge. You
Yeah,
know, Smile for
I agree.
miles, all while doing something good for your community.
This last segment of the show, we're going to try something new.
Uh
Introducing just some rapid fire questions.
oh, hit me!
Yep, yep. We're going to see what happens.
I'm so
All
set.
right. Number
Get off these
one,
spectacles.
would you trust yourself to give you CPR?
I'm a CPR instructor. I trust myself. Yeah, I can
Oh,
crank. I
well,
can crank with the
okay.
best of them.
Speaking of that, I'm a CPR instructor as well, but mine's about to be taken
Out the
away
way.
if I don't get my classes in. I've been
Gotta
doing
get
too
it,
much
man.
content creation. Yeah, I need to get on that. You reminded me of that. Thank you.
That's what I'm here for.
What's worse, running out of coffee or running out of oxygen tanks?
Don't make me choose. Oh, well, I guess the oxygen tanks affects other people. So, all right. I'm going to begrudgingly say oxygen tanks,
But we know the
but
real
we know the
answer.
real answer, right? Yeah, it's like Barry Bonds or whatever. Mark McGuire's got the asterisk next to
Yep,
it.
yep, yep. So Netflix has been on fire with their shows recently.
Hmm.
Netflix, if you're watching, I did for a show Badge 502, The Dispatcher Diaries. Who would play you in that show?
Who would play me in Badge 502, The Dispatch? Seth MacFarlane.
Ooh,
Seth
I like
MacFarlane,
that.
100%. Because he can be anybody. He,
Hmm.
he's a complete. I don't even know what the right word is. He's a he can conform to anything. He can conform to any situation, to any voice, to any role. Yeah, Seth MacFarlane. There you go.
I like
That's
it.
that was.
I
I
like
don't know
it.
why that one just hit me, but that's what I'm going with. Mr. Peter Griffin himself.
Oh yeah.
So I'll be up
If
on that desk, and they'll be like, we hold me out at a traffic stop, this, that, and the other thing. And they'll be like, we got 100. I'll be like, meh.
we need to make this a show. That would be a good idea. If TikTok banned you tomorrow, what platform would you terrorize next?
Oh, God willing.
Jeez.
I have an amazing Instagram community. I have an amazing YouTube community. I have a great TikTok community. Facebook. I love my Facebook community so much. They've been so supportive through everything that we've been going through here. I just they're a different type of. They're a little bit older. It's Facebook.
Yep.
They're the people that migrated over from MySpace. Who migrated over from AOL chat rooms. So yeah, Facebook's been just absolutely dynamite. They're a great community. They're incredibly supportive. Substantially less negative comments. Way harder to be super anonymous over there. It's so easy to create an Instagram profile, so easy to create a TikTok profile, so easy to create a fake one of both. So yeah, I would say Facebook would get the prevailing wage of my attention.
That's
Kind
interesting.
of does.
Yeah. You said you don't get as many negative comments on Facebook. I get the most on Facebook. That's weird how that works.
Yeah.
I get like 50% of the older generation love me and 50% hate me. I don't know why. I love old people. I mean, I deal with them on a daily basis.
We pick them up all the time.
Yeah, I don't
know
know
how they get stuck behind their dresser, but that's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
What a woman a couple weeks ago, if literally got stuck behind her dresser. Like, how'd you do that? I'm not judging. I'm just asking.
Yeah, another day. Which of these hurts more, paper cut or stepping on Legos?
All right, so full disclosure, right? Toughest guy in the world, right? Tough as nails. A good paper cut will put me on the concrete. I could probably deal with stepping on Legos a little bit. I'm a big outdoor guy. I step on pebbles all the time. Love to surf. Love to hike. I could probably deal with Legos. Let me tell you, I caught a paper cut. I was collating the for an event that we were doing at the police department. We had a race that we were doing, so I'm knocking out all these papers, trying to get all their plans and their game plans all situated for everybody. And I caught a paper cut right here, and let me tell you, at that point, take the hand. I don't even want it anymore. It was awful.
Give me the workers' comp paperwork now.
Seriously, I don't even want it. I'm going home. You cannot stop me. I'm not long for this planet anymore at that point. But paper cuts are god awful. And then you feel it, like you actually feel it. Yeah. You feel it going. No.
I triggered something there. I'm sorry.
God. Plus, I get all those Lego butt plug videos that people keep sending me.
Oh yeah. That's classic.
At least I'm worried about what these guys in Legos is the freaking getting stepped on.
Yeah, those things get expensive. Why would you spend that much money?
Yeah, man. That's it. Then it shatters. Turns one dangerous object into 755 individually colored dangerous objects.
Oh man. All right, next question. Which emoji describes your brain on a night shift?
How could I pull? I know exactly the one. How do I pull it up? Let me see if I can't dig it out here. Let's see. Emoji. Maybe Goofy. Out. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, nailed it. That's the guy.
Oh, yep.
That's the
guy.
Use
that guy. I like that guy.
That's me on a daily freaking I'm finally cracking up basis. Like if anybody doesn't work a pitman, who doesn't know what 12s feel like, if you guys work 8s or something like that, like that's awesome, especially you're working 3 shifts or what have you. When you bang out a 12-hour shift at a police department, leave 20 minutes early because your relief comes in 20 minutes early so you can get to your EMS job, run a run a 24, and then go back to your dispatch job after that. Let me tell you something. That changes a person, and that makes you look like that.
Well, that leads into my next question. How many energy drinks is too many before dispatch starts sounding like a rave?
Oh my god. Um, I do my best to not consume too many energy drinks, so I try to cut myself off at 11 or 12.
That's yeah,
But
good number.
we I after a while, when you start smelling sounds, you gotta just cut them down a little bit. When you start hearing the voices of your ancestors, it's time to mellow them out a little bit. Especially you got some. I tried Echelon the other day, and that has a bunch of capsaicin in it, so your freaking capillaries are buzzing and hoo-wee-ah. Let me tell you,
No,
I'll
never
freaking
heard of that one. I might check it
that's
out.
it's newer. It's definitely newer, and yeah, you're buzzing, you're jonesing. It's like you ate a good. It's like you ever have like a spicy margarita.
Yeah,
Same concept as like a spicy margarita where it's like, that's good. Ooh, okay, I feel you, I see you. And it gets you in the nose a little bit. And you freaking get those caps busting out, get some good blood flow.
yeah. It's sad. I remember. I think I was like 16 or 17 when I had my first energy drink. It was a Red Bull, and I was
Mm-hmm.
bouncing off the walls. And now, if I drank two Red Bulls, I'd probably just still sit here with a steady hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's they don't affect me no more, and it's
It's true.
sad. But
It's
that's
true. I
what a
could
lot of years in EMS will do to you.
Sure, I'll send a bow and arrow better with two Red Bulls in me.
Mhm.
It's like that thing where they're like, "You see this? See this right here? This is my shooting hand." But yeah, it's energy drinks are the new water of the EMS world for sure.
Yeah, yep,
I know
100%.
percentages. How about you? What's your go-to? Is it still Red Bull or?
No, I haven't had a Red Bull in years. Actually, I love Ghosts, and I love.
Mm-hmm.
I'll drink Alani's every now and then, and
What's
Rains.
what's your go-to Ghost?
Go to Ghost right now is the grape, the Welch.
Oh, I love all grape everything, man. It's so
Yes,
good.
yes.
I started
Good.
off with like the super sugary ones, like the Sour Patch Kids and the Swedish
Hmm.
Fish.
Hmm.
But man, it's great, all grape everything, man. Good for that's you know what that's a gentleman's choice right there.
Thank you, sir.
That's an
Thank you.
experienced man's refined palate. You
I see
can't
you're
teach that.
a man of culture.
Let me take your hat, sir. Your jacket, please.
What's the
Yeah.
most ridiculous nickname someone's called you at work?
Um. Oh, what did Mike call me? Oh, he called me Starry Night. And I was like, what does that even mean? He goes, well, right before we got on the ambulance, he goes, you looked up at the sky like you were thinking about something. And you got in the ambulance and we took off. And 2 hours later, we went back to the house and picked up the stair chair that I left. So that's what he started. He's like, hey, Starry Night. How you doing?
That's a good one. Uh,
Listen, first off, I didn't leave the stair chair there. The patient didn't remind me to take the stair chair. Right.
Absolutely.
So first off, they were I wasn't even on the stair chair. So
Mhm.
how is this my problem?
Yeah.
Somehow, this is my problem. And it turned out to be. He's like, I saw you look up at the sky as if you're like, I forgot to do something. You forgot to do something. I was like, well, all right, fine. All right, Mike, you got me, bro. Fine. You get me this time. Sorry.
Well, unfortunately, I can't say the nicknames I would get called at work. So moving on.
Well, those,
If
those
you,
are the acceptable ones. I got plenty of other nicknames.
oh yeah, I'm sure. If you had to replace your stethoscope with a random household item, what would it be?
Mm. Does it have to be for stethoscoping?
No, it's
No.
whatever. Yeah.
If I could replace my Steffi with any other object, so something that I could have with me during the course of my day, let's see. How about coffee mug?
Ooh.
100%. 100 good, solid 16-ounce Yeti in acoustic navy with silver accents. Lament. Yeah,
Can you
yeah, yeah.
imagine if they had a built-in coffee dispenser in the cab of the ambulance
Oh,
and
that
just
would be.
sit
I would.
over
I
and
wouldn't
fill
leave the
her up?
ambulance. Like I don't. What else do I need? I
That
could use the stretchers a bed. I'm good.
yeah,
I mean, it's not one that I want to lay in, but nonetheless.
For anybody watching right now, if you can invent that, you will probably solve the retention problem right now.
Sign me up. I'll take 6, please.
Yes, that's
Jump
a good
on that
idea.
Kickstarter. Get on that Kickstarter.
All right. So if you could have any song to have as your on hold music for dispatch, what would it be?
Ooh. So I like songs that kind of have this like big like fanfare kind of sound to it. And I get criticized all the time by everyone who loves me and some people who tolerate me for what my favorite song is. And listen, I'll put it out there. I'm not even mad about it. All right. For all you young sprats, all right, there's 2 songs that would literally be my theme music walking anywhere. And I challenge anybody to find a better one. One, Africa from Toto. All right. 100%. And to the point where my friends send me videos constantly whenever they find like somebody singing that or playing that or acoustically singing it or a cappella singing it. It's ridiculous. And the second one's a little worse. It's All I Want by Toad the Wet Sprocket. I'm not mad about it, but listen, all right, I get it. If it's not everybody's cup of tea, all right, maybe like something from Ellie Gould because she's real fanfare.
Oh yeah. I like it. All right, here's the last rapid fire question. If your job came with a laugh track, when would it play the loudest?
When I'm recording my videos and they see that I have 7 or 8 scenes that I record, they're quick little 9 to 10-second clips that I then edit together to make my videos. But then they realize that there's 154 deleted ones because every time you make a video, you realize I'm awful at what I do and I have to keep doing it over and over. People think that these videos come together in a few minutes. No, these videos take an hour and a half to make, and the laugh track would be a cacophony of insanity by the time, because it's literally me saying the same 4 words of a line and then just okay, delete. And I have to delete it at that particular moment because if I don't delete it, then when I go to edit, I'll mix them up and I'll be like, oh, I put the wrong one into the video, so I gotta delete it. What in the delete? And I just over and over and over. I recorded a video with EMS Robert a couple times, and he's like, "Bro, are you serious right now?" I'm like, "I suck at this. It's hard. I speak in tongue twisters in half of my videos. So I'm like, I have to say it right. I have to say it right." They would be booming, absolutely booming. So yeah, that's when you would hear an absolute straight up laugh track, and then it would be more like, "Oh, let's."
Yeah, I do the same thing recording mine. I mean, I would hate to look in the gallery on my phone right now at all the things that messed up.
Yeah, I can. If I pull up my deleted folder, it's like, let me find out here. Hopefully, because I clear it out a lot. I clear the cache out a lot because otherwise I'll have a billion freaking videos in there. But where's my deleted? Bop, view album. Let me in. But yeah, like you can see, like here's one where it's just a bunch of fucking same face, like that, and then we got where's one where I'm in the black pole? Oh my god, it's so bad. Yeah, like something like that. It's just over and over. It's just so bad, and I'm like, I'm my own biggest critic, so it's like I can't help it. It would be ridiculous, and not so much the messing up part, but my reaction. And then always something stupid will happen. The light will shut off in the ambulance, and I'm starting to curse and punch the stretcher. I'm like, I can't take that anymore.
Yeah, hear me out. I think it would be great if we made like compilation videos of us messing up, and just a minute, 2-minute long video of just us, cursing, and it just
All I need to do is unlock 15 of those and just get that beep track ready, man, because it's freaking, it's gonna be vicious.
The funniest thing is when I look back and I see my face when I realize I messed up. I'm like, oh, here we go again. I got to do it over.
It's brutal. And it's like, every so often I'll be like, oh, you know what? This sounds like, mind you, I script my lines out and I just go one by one and I'll read them off to myself and I'll remember it. But I won't remember it. That's the problem. But
Yeah.
then halfway through, I'll be like, ooh, here's a good line. But I won't write it down. So I'll be like trying to run this line and I can't look at it. And oh my God, I'm the worst. My own worst enemy. I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to it. But I
Well,
love it. I love that I get to do it. And I love that I'm able
mm-hmm.
to do this. It's a gift. It's a real blessing to be able to do stuff like this. It's a blessing to be able to be that annoyed at yourself.
100%. Is there anything in closing you'd like to tell the audience?
If it comes to cut me, if you're interested in making content, just do it. Just do it. You don't know where it's going to take you. You have no idea what your tomorrow is going to be. Just do it. And whatever you choose, listen, you get one shot, if you believe it, one shot around this one shot on this rock. So just do what you got to do. Don't do it at the expense of your fellow man. Work hard. Be kind always. Do not forget to tell somebody that you love them. Say it often. Make it weird. All right. That's the best advice I can give you is just make sure your people know you love them. Tell your friends you love them. Tell your parents you love them. Tell the Salty Paramedic that you love them.
Yeah. My inbox is open.
slide into them DMs.
Yeah. Just don't make it weird. My wife will get mad.
There it is. Yeah, that's the best advice I can give you is just do your best to be kind. Work hard. Be kind always. Except for when I record and the sleeve comes to here and my tattoo just says heart always, which is
Did you do that on purpose?
You know what? Unfortunate. But now every time because like the way my videos end is I always have my arm up on one of the rails. So I crank it to right here and it'll just say heart always. They're like, what does that tattoo say? And I'll be like, gotcha.
I love it. Well, man, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much, Badge 502, for coming on. Can't wait to see what you come up with next, the next flare-based video. Y'all make sure to check him out on all socials. And I will see you all in the next episode. I've got Fireman 1231 coming on. You know, the guy that cooks really yummy food at the firehouse and is the reason I'm fat. So I'll be talking to him next week. So y'all stay tuned for that. Thank you so much, man.
Salty, you're a dynamo. You're an absolute firecracker, man. I can't wait to see what you do next, too. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see it.
Thanks, sir.